Hello and welcome to this third in a series of Google Classroom sessions brought to you by myself, Michael Goldie, for the staff at all EdTech schools. Today, the focus is going to look at using photos to create your own Google Docs and Google Slides, which the children can edit, create things like flyers and leaflets, and then return their work back to you. I'm going to just give you a bit of information about myself before I go any further. My name is Michael Goldie. I'm a Year 5 teacher and an EdTech lead at Hambleton Primary Academy. Okay, so let's get on with today's CPD session. So today, what I'm going to do is I am going to create an assignment in Google Classroom. I'm going to allocate a Google slide for all the children. I'm going to make their own copy so they can edit it to what they want it to look like. And then I'm going to create a shareable photo link of the children's work that they can add into that document and then return to me. The reason that I do this is because, for example, things like DT projects, it's nice for them to be able to create for me an instructional text at the end of it, put all their photos in and have like a final piece to sort of show off what they've done. And we've done this on a few occasions now and it's been quite good and quite effective. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stop sharing my screen with you. And what I'm going to do next is I am going to go to my Google Classroom area. I'm just going to go right back to the start. And as you can see here, this is my Year 5 Google Classroom area. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a piece of work. So I click on create. Oh, bear with me. I'll just go back and share my screen. Sorry. Done this on a few occasions now. Okay. Okay. So I'll go back to my Google Classroom area. And as you can see, this is my Year 5 classroom. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the classwork tab. And in here, I'm going to click on create. When I create, I just want to create an assignment and I'm going to call it possibly something final write-up or instructions and then making a fire model plane, which is what we did earlier last term. In here, there'll just be some basic instructions like I always do. So I might say, please open up your Google slide, add in your photos, then turn your work back to me. The next thing you want to do is you want to click not add this time, but click create. And we're going to click a slide from scratch. And we're going to start to make a template. Now, if you want, you can find loads of flyer and slides templates on the internet. You simply Google slides, flyers, templates, and loads come up. But I'm just going to make a quick, simple one for them now here. And we can do that by simply putting in insert a text box. And I can make 3 of these. So I'll put it about that big. What I want to do next is make a short border color, maybe a bit of color. And then Control CV. And I'm going to Control C copy and V paste, and then just make myself a bit of a flyer. Just like so. And then just sort of resize it up, get it to the size that you want it. Should be able to minimize these all together. Okay. And then just make sure you got it how you want it to look. I'm just doing this quite quickly at the moment. And then you might want to just put a bit of extra information in here. So somewhere to put their text box in. I might want to do it like so, like that. And in here, I might want to just put insert final piece. And then I might want to just insert another text box, very similar to that one, just underneath. And simply put insert your instructions here. Okay, now I could do this for all of them, of course, if I wanted to. You know, if you want to add more photos, but I'm just going to show you this as an example, and then you might want to just call it final instruction. Okay. That's now done. That is ready. And if I go back to my Google Classroom area and I just click refresh, what you should see is that if I go back into the instructions, sorry, bear with me, go back into them, edit the assignment, and it's ready. They're already there for them. Next thing you want to do is, it says students can view the file, edit the file, make sure you make a copy for each student so they can all edit it themselves as well. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, on our class iPad, I take photos of all the kids' work. And there's a thing that you can do is that when you take photos and you have Google Photos app on your iPad, any photos I take will automatically sync up to the Google's Photo tab. Therefore, what that means is that when I go into Google Albums, so if I go over to here, where you can see them here, you should see all the photos of the work that I've sent, or all the photos of the work I've got off the children. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to just go back up to this button here, and I'm going to create an album. And I'm just going to call it Test DT Planes. Whatever. Here, I'm going to click on Add Photos. And as you can see, the photos I took automatically populate and come up here. So I might want to put in just this picture here. And also we've done Viking boats as well before, but I'll just put the picture of the plane in for now. And we'll put the others in as well. You've got to pretend it's all the kids' sort of work. And once you're done, you click Done. And now you've got this Test DT Planes. And finally, what you want to do next is, if you click on this sort of link up here, click on it, and you click Create a Link, and click Create Link. What it'll do is it will give you this link down here. You click Copy, and then finally I can go back to my classwork and I can add that link straight into here for the children to access their photos. As you can see, this work is now ready to send. Now all you do is you click Submit, and then the children can access all that work. So if I just was to send that out, I'd click Assign, and then all the children can access that work quite simply. Then what they would do is they'd see something quite similar to this. If they were to go into it, they would simply go into it. So let's just say I open this up, and I'm a student and I'm editing this. They can then go back into their classwork tab and they can simply open up the link, and it works every time. The link sharing's on, and the children can access the photos, and they can simply copy the image, or they're on an iPad, they can save it to their camera roll. And then finally, oops, I'll go back into there. And then what they can do from here is they can paste their pictures in of what they want to do. Nice and simple. And because you've made a copy for each child, all they need to do up here, a little button will usually be up there for the kids to say done. And once they're ready, they can just submit and return the work back to you. So that today was a very small, very short, but simple way of just creating maybe a flyer or a leaflet, something to sort of present that final piece of work. I hope that's been useful. Thank you.